हरे कृष्ण ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे। So from Monday to Thursday, we will take on some topics on Anartha Nivritti in the morning time. If somebody is joining, that will be some part of discussion also, because anyway we don't have Krishna Chakra Thakur's commentary. So whoever is interested, they can join morning sessions from 7:15. Along with Prabhupada purports, we'll discuss on Anartha Nivritti. Okay. And here, what is sadhana? This is practice means effort. Practice implies that we must make conscious effort. And at the stage of bhava also, the difference between bhava and what we are practicing. In bhava also, there is an element of practice. Before prema is bhava. But what is the difference is bhakti practiced after bhava, before prema. The effort is not so much. It is natural. But now we have to make a conscious effort. And but there is something that is pushing us in opposite direction. I wanted to go in a conscious direction towards Krishna, but there is something pushing in opposite direction. What is that pushing? It is our mind, manas. Because there are so many desire, the sanskaras that remain. The desire is the cause of the sanskaras, and the experience of pleasure that we brought from the past lives. And this is a natural fight between these two things. There is a struggle of material nature and spiritual nature. Although by nature a person is spiritual, but due to the fact that he is in the material world for a long time, as a material nature, and this material nature results. And even in Bible also it is said there are two laws in the body: the law of flesh and the law of spirit. The law of spirits pulls up, and the law of flesh pulls down. And generally in the heart it is said, "Arey, wait a minute, why so hurry? We can just go slowly also." So the law of spirit is pushing up, but it is another is pushing down. In the essence, the sadhana is to conquer this materially conditioned nature and make our spiritual activities natural. And ultimately, what should be understood, we must do in order to minimize the pressure of material energy. As long as we have the material mind and material body, material energy will influence us. That is for sure. We have material body, material mind means there will be material energy that is influencing us. This material energy will drag us, and we will be pulled down again and again. And it happens, many of us have experience. We want to do some things, but it won't work so many times. Especially, we say, "Arey, I want to do bhakti only. Why Krishna is not helping me do bhakti? Why is arranging such situations? Why I'm getting, why I fall again and again? Why I'm getting tempted to these things?" Because there is so much vasanas that pulling is so much. And if we understand well what is happening, we'll also understand what future we are for the stage of bhava, how long it will take for us to bhava. And when spiritual activities become our nature, the more effort we need to, the farther we are, the more effort we have to make. That is clear. The closer we are to bhava, the effort is reducing. That means the more conscious effort we need to make now, presently. And after that, it becomes natural for us to do it. And we also need to understand very well what our goal for all these efforts is. The goal is we have to, the sadhana bhakti is to reach bhava bhakti only. So that effortlessly we can do that things. Sadhana is a systematic or conscious action that a person is performing in order to attain bhava, or the preliminary stage of love of God. Now, if I forget about the goal, that what I want to do, I want to achieve bhava. We all should be very clear. Why am I doing sadhana bhakti? If somebody asks, the goal is to attain bhava bhakti. That is the goal of the definition of sadhana bhakti is to attain bhava bhakti. And but if I forget it, then what happens? I start doing mechanically things. our sadhana becomes mechanical, and then there is no sadhana only, because in a sense it this is because what happens, it is still a material desire up to the level of bhava only. As long as we have body, as long as we have mind, until we have reached the stage of bhava, the material desires remain, the vasanas will still remain. That is the, but it will not affect the person. That is the sin. The strength will be less, but desires will remain. And gradually material desires will lose their power over us. It is very, in the very beginning, the material habits of some familiar way to enjoy or live this world. Then as we move forward, as a spiritual real spiritual practice develops, then the metal becomes less, and things will be very easy. And there are so many stories and examples we can see. And there will be periodically some desires may come, but now if I get a desire to watch movie or watch cricket or some other, it may not be like what it was 20 years back. Now we say, oh no, we will not have so much problem. No. This is suddenly somebody says, oh, cricket match, this is so nice. But now we don't want, because the effect is less. And here we see Nashtaprayu Shabadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevi. So the Abhadras are going. And even Yamanacharya is telling my lips were curling at this taste. Of course, he is giving an example. For him, there are no vasanas. He is already very advanced personality, is an acharya. But the point is, he is telling that, okay, after some time, you will not feel any taste on. And now, Anarthanavati, we will discuss it tomorrow a little more. Here, I will not take much today, but there are some nice points from the purport I wanted to discuss today. Says that here Uddhava is speaking. After arriving there, this is talking about Yadu dynasty, who left them this material world and through a curse of a Brahmana. Even though it is not it's a Leela, but we have to understand this is how it happened. After arriving there, all of them took baths. So this I'll just read the two. A few months passed, and then, bewildered by Krishna, all the descendants of Vishnu, Bhoja, and Andaka, who are incarnations of demigod, went to Prabhasa, while those who are eternal devotees of Lord did not live but remain in Dwarka. After arriving there, all of them took bath, and with the water of this place of pilgrimage, they offered their respects to the forefathers, demigods, and great sages, and thus satisfied them. They gave cows to the Brahmanas in royal charity. Now, here, Eternal did not live but remain in Dwarka, because there are so many demigods who appeared as associates of Lord. So they all went to Prabhasa. Like Uddhava and some people, they stayed back. Vasudev, like that. Among the devotees of the Lord, there are several divisions, namely Nitya Siddhas, Sadhana Siddhas. The Nitya Siddha devotees never fall down to the region of material atmosphere, even though they sometimes come into the material plane to execute the mission of Lord. The Sadhana Siddha devotees are chosen by the conditioned souls. Out of the sadhana devotees, there are mixed and pure devotees. The mixed devotees are sometimes enthusiastic about fruitive activities and are habituated to philosophical speculation. The pure devotees are free from all these mixtures and are completely absorbed in the service of Lord, regardless of how, where they are situated. Pure devotees are not enthusiastic to put aside their service to the Lord in order to go visit holy place of pilgrimage. A great devotee of Lord in the modern times, Srinattam Das Tagore sung like this. To visit holy places of pilgrimage is another bewilderment of mind, because devotional service to Lord at any place is the last word in spiritual perfection. That means, what is more important than visiting the holy places? If we are able to sit properly, focus our mind on the holy name, that is considered the best. People go to now it will become little more entertainment and fun. People go to holy places. At least at the time of Narottam Das Thakur or 500 years back, it was people had a culture of going and sitting at holy places and hearing some sadhus or some katha and chanting and hearing was going on. Now there is no need. You just have to go to holy place because the holy places are like that. You get some nice prasadam, free stay, and then you have some katha and kirtan. Even that is also condemned. Just have to meditate on more focus on the holy name. And but here nowadays it is much more fun. You have nice accommodations where TV is also there and mobile is also there. People go click photos and come back, and they feel they have done some nice activity. But it is not needed to visit a holy place of another bewilderment of mind because devotional service to Lord at any place is a last. For pure devotee of Lord who are completely satisfied with the transcendental loving service of Lord, there is hardly any necessity to visit various places of pilgrimage. But those who are not so advanced have the prescribed duties of visiting pilgrimage sites and regularly performing the rituals. No need of going to holy places. Sometimes we go to stay in the association of devotees, like we are having next weekend. In April, we are having Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj Japa retreat. We are going to holy pilgrimage because we want to associate with sadhu. We want to stay with devotees of like-minded and chant with them and learn with them. That is the reason we go. Otherwise, no need. But those who are not so advanced have the prescribed duty of visiting. The part of the princely order of the Yadu dynasty who went to Abasa perform all duties to be done in a place of pilgrimage and offer their pious actions to the forefathers others. So people go to Gaya, people go to all these, they go to uh, Prayagraj and Banaras. Like Prabhupada went there, but he did not go for bathing, he went for preaching. That is more important for him. And Prabhupada did not go for many holy places, pilgrimage and all. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur went to establish Gaudiya Math. That means they know the purpose very clearly. They can have the connection with the Lord in all places because it's a conscious effort. It's not just some visiting mechanically. As a rule, every human being is indebted to God and demigods, great sages, and other living entities, people in general, forefathers, etc., for various contributions received from them. Thus, everyone is obliged to repay debt of gratitude. The others who went to Prabhas pilgrimage site performed these duties by distributing land, gold, and well-nourished cows in royal charity, as described in the following verses. This is why people should go and give charity. That is also very important. Of course, now there are no sadhus, but at least to the temple they can give charity. They can give to the pujari, something they have to give. Then their obligations on the name of their sages, on the name of their forefathers, people in general, and demigods. This will work, and people will be happy if they do it. 100% they can be happy. If you want to materially happy, then this is the way to be happy. Give charity. And the two are deserved people and to a right place, right situation with right consciousness will definitely make if somebody want some prosperity, these are the rules. And if somebody want devotion, more important is we serve the Vaishnavas. Service anyway we have to do. When we serve Vaishnavas, we will get the highest. That is, it will be pleasing the Supreme Lord, and we get the change of heart will take place. And then it is said, what all they did at Prabhasa, they did the Brahmanas were not only given well-fed cows in charity, but also gold coins, bedding, clothing, animal skin seeds, blankets, horses, elephants, girls, and sufficient land for maintenance. All these charities are meant for Brahmanas whose lives were devoted entirely to the welfare of society, both spiritually and materially. The Brahmanas were given their services as paid servants, but the society provided them with all. Sorry, Brahmanas were not given their services as paid servants, but the society provided them with all necessities. It was arranged for some of the Brahmanas who were in difficulty for marriage to be given girls. The Brahmanas therefore had no economic problems. The Kshatriya kings and rich mercantile men would provide them with all that they needed. And in exchange, the Brahmanas are completely devoted to the elevation of society. This is a very important point. Please try to understand. Here, the Brahmanas, they were so well versed in the Shastras. If you ask, you always get less. If you don't ask, you get more. And if you do your job properly, what is supposed to be done of giving the knowledge and protecting the society from going in wrong direction, definitely it is not very difficult. I have one my friend. His family, he somehow born in a family who are filthy rich. They're all not only rich, they're all film actors. The family is full of film actresses, and they're very big family. And this fellow is born there. And now he is supposed to get some property. I told don't ask property from them. You just ask them to no, take care of you. I said they can make a ashram for you with 100 rooms. They're so rich. They have thousands of crores. Don't ask them. You just do your job. For you, the real wealth is don't ask the wealth they are giving. For you, real wealth is knowledge. Your real wealth is detachment. Your real wealth is bhakti. You work on it, and when they see, and they will do you so much. Instead of fighting with them for property and all, you just remain a sadhu and you'll get more. And that's actually what people need. The Brahmanas, they don't ask for anything. And the Kshatriyas are so wealthy, so rich. For them, it is so easy to take care. But they need to see somebody who is very genuine. And this is actually what is needed. And that will help Brahmana to keep his mind cool because he has no anxiety. And that will help Kshatriyas to take inspiration for Brahmana. And the society is very peaceful because the Kshatriya knows, okay, this is a person whom I should follow and I will do whatever he is speaking. I told this devotee, he was fighting for some property with them. I said, no, no, you don't fight. You don't ask only. And he want to live like a sadhu only. He said, I'll take the money and I'll go to now and have a house and I'll make a temple. I said, no, you don't do only. You just tell them, I don't want anything. You just, you all take care. And I said, even if all the family members little they contribute, even some coins also they give from their side, it will be so much for you that you don't need again. And that is true also. But the point is because they need this is a Brahmana, you live like a Brahmana. Your wealth is different. And society needs also. Like they need sadhu in the society. If they see a genuine sadhu, many people are ready to help. They want somebody because there are so many people who are speaking. This is how standard should be. So, but they are not seeing any example who is living like that. If they see some example in the society who is living like that, so many people are happy because they are seeing at least this person is there who is living by what is the standard that is true. The Brahmana job is that only. You just have to live by the standard. He can be a Grihastha and Brahmachari. He need not be only Brahmacharis. Even Grihastha also, if they are living by the standard, there are people who are ready to help. That was the way of social cooperation between different castes. And the Brahmana class or castes gradually become easygoing, being fed by the society. Although they have no Brahmanical qualification, they degraded themselves into Brahma Bandhus or disqualified Brahmanas. And thus other members also society also gradually fell down from the social standard of progressive life. As described in Bhagavad Gita, the caste system is the creation of Lord and is arranged according to the quality of work rendered to society, not in terms of birthright, as falsely claimed in the present degraded society. And he says they offered the Brahmanas highly delicious foodstuffs, first offered to the personality of Godhead and offered their respectful obeisances by touching their head to the ground. They lived peacefully by protecting cows and Brahmanas. So if you see, they are giving so much respect. So there should not be any inauspiciousness for Edu dynasty. Because they are doing so much nice activity. But because Krishna wanted it, that's why it happened. And Prabhupada is writing nice part. But the behavior exhibited by the descendant of Edu in the pilgrimage site of Prabhas was highly cultural and exactly to the point of human perfection. The perfection of human life is attained by following three principles of civilization. First is protecting the cows, maintaining the Brahminical culture, and above all, becoming a pure devotee of Lord. Without being a devotee of Lord, one cannot perfect one's human life. This is another thing that need to be known, especially for Indians now who are so much affected. Not Indians, Indian devotees. They are so much affected by Hindutva and all these things. They need to know that when Prabhupada went to Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur and he said, "Arey, who will listen the message of Lord Chaitanya? Because we are, we are a dependent nation. We are under the British rule." And then Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, "Real freedom is control of senses. That is real freedom." And this is a very important point for us. It's not freedom from British because now Indians are ruling only Indians. But still, we have same suffering. Because suffering is not because somebody is controlling us. Suffering is because we are controlled by senses. That is the main problem. Once we are controlled by the senses and mind, then we are entangled in this material world. No matter whichever country, the most advanced countries, most wealthy countries, still people are not happy because they are not able to control their mind and senses. The point is, we don't need Proksidhan Thakur says external political situations it will change. It will not remain the same all the time. And the situation of the world is always changing. But what is not changing is this is Prabhupada's writing. Without becoming devotee of Lord, one cannot perfect one's human life. That is what is needed. We have to become devotee of Lord. All these things are otherwise just waste of time. The perfection of human life is to be elevated to the spiritual world where there is no birth, death, and no descent only. This is the highest perfection. Without this aim, any amount of material advancement in so-called comforts can only bring defeat to human life. And this is what is happening in the society. Parabhavastavad. Everybody is defeated only. They are not understanding some very basic things that, oh, especially for devotees. Other people anyway they'll do like that only. Even if they live, they don't live. Sometime it does not matter. And people are lamenting this fellow died. But the point is, what did he do by living? Did he come out of this Dehatma Buddhi? This is try to come out to practice some spirituality? No. Then what? Even if he's living also is of no use. Even if he dies also no use. Because he didn't do anything good for himself. He's just wasting his time. A valuable human life. We are sorry for him because he did not he may if he is alive, there is still chance that he may become a devotee. Because in human form you are having greater opportunity to become a devotee. But if he is not, then this is the loss. That's why because if he is dying, he may not get human life, which is very rare. That's the only thing we lament for anybody who dies. We are sorry for him that he wasted his valuable human form of life. Like there are some big ministers and all. And you may get this Bharat Ratna also, the highest civilian award in a country for India. Then, but the point is, what is the value of it? No value only. And a spiritual perspective, it does not make any sense. Because it's a dehatma buddhi. You are considering yourself body and mind. What is spiritual advancement? Zero. What is the value of such life? According to spiritual standards, according to Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, is parabhava savadabodhyate. It's a failure only. Because Prabhupada is clear. Without this aim, any amount of material advancement, so-called comforting, can only bring defeat to the human form of life. Finish. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas do not accept any foodstuffs which is not offered to the personality of God. This is another important. Foodstuffs offered to the Lord is accepted by devotee as mercy of the Lord. After all, the Lord supplies all kinds of foodstuffs both to the human being and to the animals. Very important. We should not eat anything outside. Only prasad. A human being must be conscious of the fact that all foodstuffs, namely grains, vegetables, milk, water, etc., the prime necessity of life are supplied for mankind by the Lord, and such foodstuffs cannot be manufactured by any scientist or materialistic in a laboratory or factory established by human efforts. The intelligent class of men are called Brahmanas, and those who have realized the absolute truth in a supreme personal feature are called Vaishnavas. But both of them accept food stuffs which are remnants of sacrifice. Yajnasishta Sinasanto. Sacrifice is ultimately meant to satisfy Yajna Purusha. Bhagavad Gita 3.13 said that one who accepts foodstuff, that is the remnants of sacrifice, is free from all reactions, and that one who cooks foodstuffs only for maintaining his body takes in all kinds of sins, which leads only to suffering. If we are somebody suffering, very clear, stop eating outside food, stop eating non-prasadam. Then there is no suffering only. The foodstuffs prepared by the Yadus at the Prabhasa pilgrimage site is offered to the bona fide Brahmanas. They are all offered to the personality of God Vishnu. The Yadus offered their sincere obeisances by touching their feet to the ground. The Yadus are any enlightened family in Vedic culture are trained for attainment of human perfection by total cooperation of service between the different divisions of social order. There is a question in chat box. Some people say that, see, I am getting material success because Lord is merciful to me, and after I leave, I'll go to God only. But for you, you see, you are doing so much devotion, but you are doing in wrong way, so you are not getting material success. And where is guarantee that you will go back to God? There is no connection between material success and spiritual success. It need not be proportionate. Like there are so many, all the Goswamis, after they became devotee, they lost everything. Previously, they were ministers of the king Nawab Hussain Shah. And later on, they went to Vrindavan. They don't have any place to stay only. On the post of a minister, highest prime minister and finance minister, and they are living with the torn clothes. Raghunath Das Goswami left his wealth, which is as good as Indra, and is staying and not able to even eat. Is begging and eating. Now, if you are materially advanced, Krishna is pleased. Then what happened to the Goswamis? Why they have to lose everything? That means it is not like that. Prabhupada also lost everything. His business, his factory is burned. He got cheated. Everything is lost. Nothing remained for Prabhupada. He just have to stay in Vrindavan doing some madhukari. He didn't have proper clothes to wear also. He writes to his God bells, give me some clothes so that I can go and preach. Now, it is not proportionate. Office colleagues, they don't have faith. They don't understand only. They feel that they are good now and they will go to Krishna. It is not actually true like that. You going to Krishna is state of how much love we have, how much devotion we have. Of course, somebody is becoming poor because his and richness. It is not connected to anything with devotion. Devotion is something within the heart, where a person is able to meditate on Krishna and remember Krishna. And more, it is sometimes conducive if somebody is not very rich. It's little moderate. That is safe place because you are not very proud. That's why Kunti Maharani says, Janma Ishwara Sutta Sribir Yedamanam. It is not the mother, that is actually the cause. We are humble, then we can go to spiritual level, we can chant the holy name. It is not how much material success. People they count like that. That means they don't have proper understanding. They don't know the philosophy properly. There is nothing to do with material things. Material success will come, go. Krishna may give, Krishna may not give. But we have to do our devotion. There is no connection to it. People they have very wrong understanding. They don't have proper philosophical understanding when they are speaking such things. What is the connection? This is material Krishna want to give, when he will give, how he will give. He may give or he will take away. Writing the Edus are any enlightened family in Vedic culture are trained to attain human perfection by total cooperation of service between different divisions of social orders. The word Uru Rasam is also significant here. Hundreds of delicacies can be prepared simply by combination of grains, vegetables, and milk. All such preparations are in mode of goodness and therefore may be offered to the personality of Godhead. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord accepts only foodstuffs which are within the range of fruits, flowers, leaves, and liquids, provided They are offered in complete devotional service. Devotional service is the only criteria for a bona fide offering to the Lord. The Lord assures that He positively eats such foodstuffs offered by the devotee. So, judging from all sides, the Yadus are perfectly trained, civilized persons, and their being cursed by Brahmana sages was only by the desire of Lord. The whole incident was a warning for all concerned, but no one should behave lightly with Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So, Yadus will never do misbehave like that. It's a Lord desire that they behave like it, so that when they will be out of this world, for some reason Lord should take out from this metal world. And he decided to do like this for two reasons. One is to bewilder the atheistic people. They all also say, see, what happened to the dynasty, because Krishna, mundane moralists are there. Because Krishna killed all the people in the Kurukshetra battle, and same thing happened to his family also. To make them believe in such bogus philosophies. And second is to teach sadhakas a lesson. See, even such an exalted people like Yadus, even if they perform some mistake, they have to pay the price. And then we also understand from spiritual perspective that this is Krishna's will. They are not burden to earth, but there is burden of love. It is not like a regular burden. It is burden of love. So this is the third thing we understand from this pastime. Lord has to facilitate ethics also. That's why he creates some leelas like this. That he living his disappearance, Edu's disappearance, and when Shalva was is showing that he killed Vasudev, Krishna is lamenting. So such leelas by the Lord will make atheistic people believe, or this mundane moralist or anybody, that so see, if he is Lord, why he is lamenting? He is telling Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, do not lament. And he himself is lamenting. How can he be Supreme Lord? And now, and he is running away from battlefield. He says, what is Supreme Lord running away from battlefield? That is the point. So he is helping them also to come to that understanding that okay, this is Supreme Lord, and who is people who are sentimental, they accept him as Supreme Lord. And such is not, because he is also doing some ordinary people's activity. He is stealing, he is lying, he is doing some mischiefs. Not only that, he is also running away, he is lamenting. How can he be Supreme Lord? And they'll say, yes, it is proved that he is not Supreme Lord. So all these things are an indication to give atheists also their and moralists also, they also have good reasons. Like they say he told all this Kurukshetra battle and he encouraged Arjuna to do violence. All these things are in one way indication. And here also, because Prabhupada is very clearly telling that they are so civilized, they are perfectly trained civilized persons. They are setting the highest example. They are being cursed by Brahmana sages was only by the desire of the Lord. That's all. So Lord is doing some activities which are very inconceivable. Sometimes we can understand, sometimes we will not be able to understand. He has certain purpose behind it. And this is a nice purpose. Prabhupada is trying to help. He is making things very relevant for us. The purports are very practical. Prabhupada is telling, just eat prasadam. No need to eat anything. And you will be very happy just by eating prasadam. And thus in the Bhaktivedanta purport, third canto, third chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Pastimes of Lord Out of Vrindavan. Now here Udra approaches Maitreya is the next chapter. So what I was thinking is from tomorrow we will just take some part, because 4 days continuously. I'll discuss on something on Anartha Nivrittis also. There are different stages. We will see, because it's a revision. Many of you might be knowing it, but I just wanted to do a revision. It will be helpful for all of you. Thank you, Alevana. Any questions, comments? We'll end. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।